What was behind the decision to start Andrew Hammond tonight?
Very simple. He's ready to go. Plain and simple. If he was ready before, we would have given him a game somewhere in there. We just felt that since he's been back, wanted to make sure, it's a high ankle sprain, so those are, you got to watch out there. Sometimes everything looks fine, and then all of a sudden, whoops, you get a little twitch, and so we wanted to make sure that he was ready, game shape, had enough shots, had enough preparation, and the last game, I wouldn't say it's a blessing because we didn't play good enough to win the game, so there's no blessing there. But for him personally, and the chance for me to put him in there was good, just so he feels a game, part of a game before he goes in. So I'll be honest with you, after the last game, I already had in mind, but I wanted to make sure that with the goalie coach that I had the 100% okay, and I needed to know after practice yesterday. So we went back after the practice, after we talked, sat down with Pierre and just made sure that, hey, can he do a full game? Is he ready to go and everything? And it was yes. So he made the decision yesterday.
Is it possible that he could sharpen the attention to detail in your own end?
Well, whether it's him or anything else, I'll bring Santa Claus if we have to. Just whatever we need. I think we just didn't like our first period last game. I didn't like our D zone last game, which was uncharacteristic of our team. And we certainly want those details back today. This is a team that's pushing hard to make playoffs. They're in it right now. Every one of their games matter. But they got a slightly different look. They're picking up some speed on breakouts and transition, and a bit higher and faster team than what I saw the previous game we played them. So there's a highly motivated team right now, and it's going to be a great battle.
The fact that Hammond hasn't played, I'm sure that gave you some reservations, or gave you cause for thought anyways, the fact that he hasn't.
Well, the more it's not about the number of games he's played, because I've known for a long time that we were hoping at some point to give Kondo a break, but it was more about when he would be ready. So physically, I think mentally, you got to get him in there at some point, but it was more physically. Sorry. Like I said before, the high ankle sprain it can be treacherous. It's a tough injury to manage, and very often you think it's okay and then it's not, and so you really have to make sure that it is. And Pierre's worked really hard at bringing him back, and he feels mentally, physically, and emotionally ready. So the minute we had that as information, if Craig wasn't back, that's what I wanted to do. So
Where are you guys right now without Condon?
Sorry?
Where are you guys right now without Condon and what he did for your last 20 games?
Oh, I mean, Condo's given us the chance to stay afloat and be part of the mix. So, I mean, he's done everything possible in his power with his qualities to give us that chance. So he's done an unbelievable job for us even a number one goalie that's experienced, would have been difficult for them to play that many games and sustain and then give us the chance to be there. So we can't ask more. Can't ask more of somebody. And we've been wanting to give him at some point a break, but, because of the circumstances, we couldn't. We wanted somebody in nets that had the experience of the NHL, and that was Hammond. And we wanted to, I would have hoped to have him a week ago or something like that, but we have him now, so that's just as good for now.
Isn't Mike Condon going to get plenty of breaks here in a week or so, though? I mean,
at some point, that's what we're hoping. I mean, at some point, we're hoping the number one goalie's back, and he's the one that plays the greatest majority of the games. That's just the hope. But we were hoping to get a number one goalie 3 weeks ago, or Christmas time, and so I think we're ready for anything. That's how we've been since day one. We know with the circumstances that Anderson has to live in his family, that at any moment he could be in, he could be out. But if everything is going according to how we see it now, it's been very positive for the family. Obviously, Anderson at some point is going to have the net, and he's going to have it very, very, very often, and it's obviously going to give some rest to Kondo. But at some point, the rest is already tonight. That's enough. That's already enough for a break. So we'll manage the next games one at a time for sure.
but do you find that, Are you doing this because Condon, in your eyes, is breaking down?
No. It's the same as we would do with Andy. Andy wouldn't have played 20-some games in a row. We would have had Condon play, and we would have Hammond play. So there's no different than any other goalie. We did it. We played him out of emergency that many games, period.
I guess I just find this decision to play Hammond odd because there's a light at the end of the tunnel for Condon here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so...
What if Anderson can't play for the next month?
Well, it certainly doesn't look that way.
Well, you don't know. We thought we'd get him a month ago, and we're a month later. So we have to play our guys so that we have as many tools sharpened in the toolbox. So I'm certainly not going to look in a crystal ball and hope things work out exactly like I want to, because it would have been quite different the last 2 months, or we wouldn't have had MacArthur out for the entire year, and we wouldn't have had our number one goalie out for 2 and something months. So the circumstances are, that's what we got. And right now, Andy is practicing and getting his game back. Hopefully we can get him playing sooner than later. But like I said, we're ready in a week from now. If treatments are needed, things are not going as planned, and we need to adjust, we need to be ready. And if Hammond never gets a game, and later on he has to play many games for whatever reason, I don't think we took the opportunity to sharpen one of our tools that needs to be, because he would have played before. If he was ready before, he would have played before. And just like we put him at the Islanders game and we put him in Calgary, the reality is he would have played some games, absolutely. But now he wasn't ready, he was injured, we got to live with it. And now he's ready, and I talked to the goalie coach, and he knew that the minute he was ready, we'd put him in. And so he's ready, so he's in. Plain and simple.
All set, folks?
Yes.
What goes through your mind when you see someone like Claude Julien with his pedigree?
Well, I know Claude. We've known each other for a long time now. We coach against each other in junior and in NHL, and I still have bad dreams about 7th game conference final against Boston. So, but at the same time, on a serious note, I definitely feel for him. When you see coaches that are getting fired when you're in the coaching fraternity, it's not something you want to see. And at the same time, you know what they're living when you've lived it. It's from the outside, it's a business thing, but when you've lived it, it's a big change in your life and your family and so on. And when you've invested a lot of time in the people and that you're surrounded with and the organization, there's a lot of emotions involved for sure. And I'm sure it's a tough time for him. But at the same time, when you look at what he's done for Boston and throughout the league over the years, I mean, he's one of those top end coaches that deserves to be recognized. And I think when you look back at his career, right now he's the best coach the Bruins have ever had, really, when you look on paper. So I think he's first is to congratulate him for what he's done. He's helped me in my career personally also. So definitely I wish him the best, and I'm pretty sure he won't be out for very long. So I think I have a lot of respect for Claude and wish him the best.
You said that he helped you in your career. How so exactly?
Oh, we've had quite a few talks, and coaches get around, and when you want to improve and get better, want information, you call the people that you respect, and he was one of those guys for sure. And since we knew each other before, either in person or on the phone, certainly he was a very generous man with me, along with some other guys in the league. But he was definitely one of those guys that's helped me grow. So that's I owe him a part of who I am now today. So I wish him the best.